Okay, we're back here, so I had a little bit of technical difficulty there. I think hopefully we left out there at number 6. And what we did with 6 was we did the grouping method. However, I think I might have taught it maybe a bit incorrectly. You should actually pull out the GCF first, which is a 3. So then if you pull out a 3, you do get, in fact, 4t cubed minus t squared plus 8t minus 2. Pardon me. And then from there, we can go ahead and do the GCF. So with that 3 pulled out, we're going to be able to pull out a, t squared? There we go. Let's try to make that a little bit. There we go. Okay, so then we end up with just 4t. Okay, so 4t there. Minus 1. Or rather parentheses, I guess you could say there. And then over here, we're going to divide by 4, multiply by 4. So we end up with 2t. Oops, not 4, sorry. I'm thinking of 2. Is that, yeah, I think a 2 is better, isn't it? Can't divide that yet, huh? So multiply by 2. Divide by 2, multiply by 2. So we get 4t minus 1 again. Good. Close bracket there. So then we get 3 times, and let's see here. We had, what did we pull out again? To get that 4t minus 1, what did we pull out? We divided by t squared, times by t squared. So then what we're left with is 4t minus 1, which is here and here. Pull that out, bring it down here. And then what's left is t squared plus 2. T squared plus 2. Okay, so then that is our final answer there for number 6. Okay, so then we're going to jump down here. Let's look at number 8 and 9 if we have time here. So this is called the sum of differences for number 8. The sum of differences there. And so it uses a formula. So this is going to be your A is just going to be A. And your h cubed breaks into h times h times h. So your A is just going to be A. And your B is just going to be h. And the formula is, for sum of cubes, A plus B times A squared. Remember the rest. Gotta memorize it for the test. Memorize, pointed at you. Yeah, you in the screen. Memorize the sum of cubes formula. A squared minus A times B plus B squared. There you go. So now everywhere we've seen A, we'll keep the A, but everywhere we put a B, we'll put an H there. So then we get A plus H times A squared minus A times H plus H squared. So that wasn't too bad, just using the formula. Now number 9, actually using numbers this time. We're actually, so your A and your B, and this is called the difference of cubes now. The difference of cubes formula. And let's make a note of what that difference formula is there. This was the sum of cubes formula. Okay, that was the sum of cubes formula right there. And so the difference of cubes formula, so difference of cubes is going to be very similar, but A minus B times A squared plus A times B plus B squared. So notice the plus A times B and the minus A times B. Notice the A minus B and the A plus B. So our A we got to get from here. What does 125 factor into? It's got to be in triplets because it's cubes. So factors, or you could do the cube root of 125 and you cube to get your answer. So if you do it in your calculator, so you'll end up with 5u times 5u times 5u. And then the 1 just breaks down into 1 times 1 times 1. So our A is 5u, and our B is just 1. Just one of them. Just one of them. So plugging into our formula, we get 5u minus 1, because A becomes 5u and B becomes 1. And our formula uses the negative there. And then, now careful on this part, we're actually going to do 5u squared because of this part right here. And so 5u squared is actually 25u squared, okay? And then plus a times b, so 5u times 1 is just plus 5u. And then 1 squared is just 1. So final answer there is 5u minus 1 times 25u squared plus 5u plus 1. So there's your answer there for number 9. See if there's any other harder ones there. Number 12 is pretty tricky. I think you're going to have to do grouping method, but it does work out. So divide by just a 2. And divide just by 3. And that's going to help you out greatly. So there's your hint there. You end up with r... Oh, we can pull out an r squared actually here and here. That's going to help us out actually. So then when we do that, we actually just get r plus, because the 2's cancel and the r, there's 1 left, is r3 over r2. R cubed over r squared is just r. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3, and the r squareds go away. C squared y to the 4th. And over here, when we pull out a 3, so close parenthesis there. When we pull out a 3, we get r plus 3 squared y to the 4th, which is the same on both sides, there and there. Nailed it. So then, finally, we end up with 2r squared plus 3 comes from this term and this term, in parentheses, times r plus 3c squared y to the 4th. That was kind of a tricky one, but we helped you out there. Number 11 is just like number 2, so see number 2 back on that other video. I'm thinking you want to pull out the greatest common factor, make sure it's negative. So like a negative 3m to the 6 is probably just to get you started there. And that'll help you out. Number 10, so you could see up above at number 9 and number 8. I'm good there. Number 14, we need more than that. So we actually ended up, let's see here. We ended up dividing by a 2m cubed. And we divide by 2m cubed. We actually get, let's see, 2's cancel, and then 5m's, cross out 3m's is m squared. And then 18 divided by 2 is 9, the m cubes cancel. So this can actually factor more, so be careful. Right, this can actually factor out more there. So let's see here. So we have 2m cubed, and then we actually have m times m, and the square root of 9 is 3, so perfect square, so 3 times 3. And then no middle term there, so we want one of them to be positive and one of them to be negative. So there's your answer there for number 14. Looks like you can divide by negative 3 to the 4th on both of those. That'll help you there. Okay, see if you can do more factoring or not on that one. So make sure, so these easy ones too, make sure that you write it correctly. So like n and n, factors of 4 are 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So make sure you write that as n plus 2 all squared, number 13. Good. Okay, let's see here. I think you should be okay with, really the rest of these are pretty much the same. There's a freebie there that you just missed. Yeah, a squared minus 4 just factors into a plus 2 and a minus 2. Look at our notes for those special ones. This one right here is also going to be a special one. I think it's 25 times 25 is 625. And so what I mean by that is it's going to be k squared and k squared. And then 25m squared. And 25m squared. And then 25 to 25 is 625, so that's good. M squared times n squared is n to the 4th. No middle term, so we want 1 plus and 1 minus. So that's to help you there on number 21. Same with 23, it's going to be a special. Remember, it's special. It means the middle term is going to be a plus and a minus. So a plus 4c and a minus 4c. Let's see here. Looking good there. Pull out the GCF. They're all looking about the same now, so I think you can do this. 26 is just a simple one. Don't overdo it. It's just divide by v, multiply by v. That's the GCF, the greatest common factor. These cancel, leaving us with 7 plus 4v. Nothing else we can do to factor that. So let's go ahead and circle that as our answer. So not too bad there. Kind of the same for number 25. 27 is also special factoring there. Looking good there. Make sure you do grouping by this one. 4 terms, usually do grouping. Nothing really you can take out of number 29 except for maybe a -1. So go ahead and pull out that -1. You get d to the 4th, d to the 6th. It's positive, and a positive 10k squared. So pretty quick ones there. Those are not too bad. You can use the box method for this one. You remember how to use the box method? So 6 times -6 is -36. And then 5a, the middle term goes in the bottom. We're looking for 2 terms there. I'm thinking that's a tough one. I'm thinking 9 times 4 is 36. Good. And then a positive 9 with a -4. 9 minus 4 is 5. So that's how we get that. That's how we get that 5 there, that middle term there. So then, to finish this off, we do the box method. So then you can slow me down and pause it and rewind it if I'm going too fast for you there. 6a squared with a -6, first term and last term. Positive 9a with a -4a. Pull out the GCF going this way, so we can divide by what? 3. So we'll put a 3 there. Up here, we can divide by a 2a. We'll be positive between those two because of the positive there. And then going up this way, we get a -2. And then going this way, 9a, and let's see here. So a 9a with a 6a squared. We get, what, a 3a? Yeah, that's the greatest thing we can pull out. So our final answer there is 2a plus 3 times 3a minus 2. Bam! You can always check your answer by multiplying and distributing through. So 2a times 3a is 6a squared. 3 is 9a minus 4a is a positive 5a. And then 3 times -2 is -6, which is our original problem. So that means we nailed it with that factoring. Number 30 again is grouping. Try your best there. Let's see here. Ooh, this one could be a little bit tricky. I'm thinking a 6, and then h to the 5th, because this is the smallest power that's in both of them, and then probably r cubed is in both of them. So if we do that, that hopefully should help us out a lot. See what we're left with there. You're doing college math. Good job. Sick. 12 divided by 6 is 2. The h to the 5th go away. So just 2 plus. And then, let's see here. 18 divided by 6 is 3. H, because 6 and the 5, they cancel out to leave 1h. 8 cancels out with the 3 to leave r to the 5th. There we go. So that's that fact.